What is up, everybody? We are back with some more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis, and we're here to look at the new news and updates. If you guys are new to the channel and you do like what you see, remember to hit the subscribe button, follow along with what we do here, hit the like button, comment down below your thoughts, and let's get going. So the Final Fantasy XIII crossover is officially underway. We've got a login bonus to get up to 3,000 blue crystals. We're going to get a total of 29 10 draws. We have this enhancement quest going on where we're boosting the weapon and synthesis quests. We get login bonuses where each week we're getting 5 mithril ingots, we're getting 750 blue crystals, we're getting astro winds and more. We have these panel missions. At the end, we're going to get a limited wallpaper as well as Lightning's enemy ability. That's a new thing that has been recently added in as well. We'll take a look at that here in just a moment. We can see that up here, by the way, with the new feature. Alright, let's take a look at the crossover itself here. The plot we have here: Cloud and his friends are suddenly attacked by a mysterious swordswoman who calls herself Lightning. A strange twist of fate has led to an unwanted confrontation. But is there a way to defy destiny? So this is going to be going on through November 27th. We get special items that drop, just like we typically do. These are going to be then traded in for items. Specifically right now we have the Angeal exclusive weapon, Lightning Sword. And many other items as well. Everything else is kind of the normal in there. We have the escalation challenge for Lightning. So again, this will run through the 27th. This is just like the other escalation battles. This is where we get our escalation medals to trade in for more rewards. We can stop for just a second to kind of look at that real quick, by the way. So I've already kind of done all this, the solo and co-op stuff here. I have also unlocked the new memoria. I have not done the story yet. I plan on trying to sit down and record the story, but if we look at the exchange, by the way, we can see there's Lightning Sword. We have the Army of One's Memory. Now this is going to be used to upgrade the enemy abilities, so we will need to get these unlocked if you're wanting to upgrade the ability, because it does have to be upgraded, and again we'll see that in a little bit. We've got 5-star tickets, we've got Astro Winds, Power Stones, Memories, 4-star tickets, 3-star tickets, Angeal and Sid memories. So kind of the typical stuff there. We've got a Ruin Materia, Mithril Ore, we got Catalyst, we have Angeal weapon parts. I've already claimed, the rest is kind of standard stuff, but I've also already claimed there is the Cross Blizzard Materia, Refined Mithril, and Mithril Ingots. When we look at the Memoria, the new Memoria here, so here it is, Memoria of Lightning. This is a magic ice Memoria. It's going to increase the max ATB, going to increase our ice potency up by 20%. That max ATB, by the way, is going to give you that +3 ATB. And then we get a physical ability damage and magic ability damage to humanoids plus 20% once you get it fully leveled up. So this will go really well with the current event, as this is not just ice base, it is magic ice base, so that's going to help prepare for those battles, especially the escalation. Alright, we have the crossover draw featuring Tifa and Aerith. I will do a more in-depth look at this for a Should You Pull. We'll look at this kind of briefly here in just a second, but they also added in an ultimate weapon for Sid. So let's go ahead and stop there for a second and take a look at the banner. Now again, this is not me going in depth on this banner, this is just a let's take a look at what's going on here. So first, let's look at the ultimate weapon for Sid, the Venus Gospel. So this is going to deal 2,000 physical magic non-elemental damage to a single enemy, and each ally is going to receive a physical weapon boost and magic weapon boost for a total of 30%. So their command and ultimate command abilities are going to increase by 30%. It's going to last for 60 seconds, which is a very long time, considering basically by the time it falls off, you can cast it again. It is a 2-cast. It does take 20 seconds to charge. After that first charge, it does take 60 seconds. It's also going to increase all allies' ATB gauge by +2, which is, again, that's a decent chunk. We think about the Aerith's ultimate weapon, kind of does a similar thing, but I think hers is +3. Offers buff debuff extension of 22 points, so you're getting a plus 80% to all your buff and debuffs, and then the stream phase haste boost. So this is during like a sigil break. All allies are going to receive haste during that time for 15 seconds. So for 15 seconds, your ATB is going to be filling up even faster, which means you're getting out even more damage. Super awesome. This is an awesome ultimate weapon for those of you who like to use Sid. Let's take a look then at the other two. So Tifa here in her lightning outfit. I find it kind of weird that they've made her as lightning instead of snow, especially when you consider the fact that Snow is going to be the monk-like character, just like Tifa is, and lightning, given the name, is lightning-based. Snow, given the name, is blizzard-based, or ice-based, so what does this thing do? It does ice damage. Again, I like the outfit on her. I think she looks great in it. I'm not faulting that, but I think it would have made more sense to give her Snow's outfit, just for the sake of thinking about how the characters themselves actually work. But let's take a look at what the outfit does. It offers physical and magic ward. So each you're going to be getting a plus 20% to your physical and magic defense, which is super solid. Soldier's Valor. This is our HP plus new Ice Arcanum. So you're getting 30% to your ice ability damage, HP plus 15%. And when that command gauge is full, your magic ability damage is going to be plus 20%. Really good outfit. But is it her best? I would still prefer, when it comes to Tifa, something that has Reprieve or her Omni Elemental, because I feel like that's a little bit more useful at this point. Now, if you don't have anything like that for her, and you don't have a Magic Ice character, this is going to be great for something like that. Let's take a look at the weapon. Alright, so again, we're not going to get in depth with this. Let's just look at when it's fully maxed out. It's going to do 1,340% magic ice damage. That's a huge number there. It's going to go to a single enemy. It's also going to be decreasing their ice resist. Mid to high. I don't know how I feel about it with this being a limited weapon, only going to mid. But as I look ahead, it's going to last for 25 seconds. It's not that long, but I'll come back to that part in a second. And when her HP is 70% or more, it's also going to be giving herself Exploit Weakness. Okay. That's going to be at 30% for 25 seconds. So you're going to be constantly casting this weapon. This is going to be a main hand weapon. You know, I actually don't hate then that it's mid to high because it's built into your DPS weapon. Same thing with this Exploit Weakness. In theory, these are never running out because you're just going to be casting this over and over and over. So she's always going to have that Exploit Weakness, and then that ice resist is always going to be lowered. And then the good thing about that is if you have her DPSing and doing that with one weapon, you are now freeing up an ability on another character. Now you don't have to have somebody who's casting ice resist down. You could replace, in theory, your support character with another tank, another DPS. Sorry, not tank, but a DPS. As a possibility, and then you have your healer who's also buffing. So it's a possibility you could do that, because this is an all-in-one. And then for, you know, Tifa's secondary weapon, you can just toss something in that's going to boost other stats. Looking at the R abilities, boost magic attack and ice potency. This is kind of just standard right here. This doesn't scream limited. If this had been like boost magic all, maybe I would have kind of given it the, yeah, it feels more limited with the R abilities. So I find that to be a little on the weak side, even though basically at 62 you're fully maxed. And your weapons can do whatever else you want. You can do magic ability potency and whatnot. So the magic attack boosts across sigil 1. So we're still just the only person who's gotten the boost 2s, and I know I keep harping on this, but it's something that they've introduced, and they've only introduced it for one character over 2 different banners. Again, same character, and we haven't seen it again. And that's the boost 2s, and they've been these sigil boosts down here, and it's been for Lucia. Magic attack is 696. Okay, I mean, it's not terrible. Look a little closer at the outfit. I didn't really analyze it first. I kind of jumped ahead because I looked at this stuff last night. I had a concert I was hosting at my school that I teach at. I was there from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. I was mentally wiped, so I really didn't feel like recording a video. So I'm kind of coming back on that now. So looking at this, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's Tifa dressed like lightning. You know, even got the pink in the hair like lightning. Little lightning bolt there. Let's cut a little low there, Tifa. Got the hip pouch on the side, the lightning boots. I mean, yeah, this looks like lightning. Like I said, my biggest issue, like how the chain moves, even the zipper pull moves. My biggest issue, like I said, is I really feel like she should have been dressed as Snow. I think they were just going more for the sex appeal of lightning. But versus, you know, when you look at Snow wearing just the trench coat, and really covering up Tifa, I don't think they wanted to do that with her. So I'm pretty sure that's probably why they made her in Lightning's garb. But really, in my opinion, she should have been Snow's. But this looks great. It looks awesome on her. I think it looks absolutely amazing. This is a really good job on the design for this. Let's take a look at Aerith. Same deal. So she's wearing the exact same costume. Like literally the exact same costume. Obviously, it looks just a little bit different just with the character models themselves. You know, Tifa being a little bit more bustier on top. This looks a lot more cinched in right here versus Aerith. You know, it's very just kind of flush with her body. But again, that's just character build, and then Aerith has her hair braided like she typically does, again with that pink in it. But outside of that, the costume is exactly the same. But again, the costume looks great. It looks really good on her as well. Even wearing the same gloves, they are. The design's a little different on the hands. You got the gold going up into the red here, and it's kind of more like a brassy gold attachment versus Aerith's are just right there on top. So there's slight differences, but again, overall, I think she looks great. I think this looks really good on Aerith. Yeah, I'd prefer to see this on her than Vanille's outfit. Even though, again, if we are going to go thematically, really, she should be dressed up as Vanille. Or even Hope, but I would say Vanille. But again, this still looks good on her. I mean, technically the person who should be wearing this, in my opinion, if you're going to pick a character, should be Cloud. Again, but you would really have to redesign the outfit altogether. So I don't hate that they gave it to the females, because Lightning herself being a female, but like I said, they look good on them. I just don't feel like thematically they fit Lightning's outfit, if I want to get picky. So Aerith's here is going to do boost PDEF to all allies at that, was it 15 points? Yep. So they're all going to be getting 20% to their physical defense. Soldier's Pride, healing potency plus 35%. That's a large number. I'm wanting to say 20 or 25 is the biggest we've had up to this point. Maybe only 15, but I'm wanting to say I've at least seen 20. And then plus 2 ATB when battle begins. I'm not as keen on this buff as a lot of other people seem to be. I mean, sure, you might be able to get like a buff or a debuff up, but like for me, I'm thinking like from a DPS standpoint, you're really just losing damage. Because until you've got your command gauge full, you're not getting the full effect. So getting an attack off earlier isn't going to do as much. But again, it's not terrible. I think some of the outfits from previous times, like maybe like the Bahamut gear and all that kind of stuff, are still better. I think it's the Bahamut gear I'm thinking of. There's one like offers healing potency and reprieve and all that stuff. I still think it's a better outfit for her. Still not bad though. That healing potency is really good. And then Lightning's Rod. Maxed out, it's going to be applying magic damage bonus. So when using magic ability, deal bonus damage equal to 30% of your damage dealt. This is to all eyes for 60 seconds. Holy crap. Again, that's one that's not going to be falling off anytime soon, and you can cast a secondary weapon and come back to this. Dang, that's huge. It's only 4 ATB. Insane. That's a huge boost of damage. When her HP is 70% or higher, PDEF's going to be increased high to high. I think that's her first ability to go high to high for PDEF. I know she's got a weapon that'll do mid to high and a mid to mid. This might be her first high to high. Has a 7% healing potency, magic heal, which again, you're not going to be really healing with this. Is just for that little chip damage. So I'm hoping, because I haven't fully looked at this yet, I'm hoping that we have an all cure down here and we can maybe slot this as a main weapon, especially since I'm seeing boost heals at 62 points. Slot this as a main weapon and then offhand something else. Buff debuff of 42 points. That's sweet. It's going to help this stuff last even longer. S abilities, magic attack, heal, cure all. There it is. All right. That's super beneficial right there, especially between this boost heal of 62 points. Yeah, this is a solid weapon. I like it. Now, do I like it enough to say to pull on it? I don't know. I'll analyze things a little bit more and make that decision. So that's kind of introduction there on their stuff. So let's go back to the main screen, see what else we got going on here. We have a step-up draw. So free step 1 draw, which is fine. I really don't feel like you should, for these, I don't feel like they're worth it to put money into them. I'd rather just pull on the main banner itself. But since we are getting a free draw 1, let's go ahead and do that together really quickly, shall we? We do have a chance to get their weapons. I love how this, there's this, oh wait, I looked at this blue star as the ultimate weapon, like there's a 70% chance to get the ultimate weapon, like what the heck? But yeah, you do have a chance to get Lightning's Gloves here. It's a very, very small percentage, but let's just go ahead and see what happens here really quickly, shall we? Let's see if we get any of that content creator luck. Come on, go. Damn. Bummer. Ooh, only 1 4-star. That's rough. Oh, not even any of the new weapons either. Boo. Alright, since I just completed another panel mission, let's quickly look at that and kind of see what's going on here. There we go, we've unlocked our enemy ability, so we gotta kind of get a look at this when we go to the enemy abilities. There are new L abilities, a limit ability that can be equipped in place of a limit breaker summon ability. It can be equipped from the party screen. So if I go back, cleared all those already, nice. Alright, so if we go back to this, at 3, you get a stamp and mithril ore. You get a stamp and mithril ore, and then at 9, you get the army of 1 here. Again, we'll look more at this in a second. On page 2, we resolved for the there was something at 3. At 5, you get a stamp and mithril ore. Maybe there wasn't something that was 3, maybe it's 5 and 9. At 10 or 9, sorry, God, I can't count. We get the wallpaper. And then on the final page, we have a stamp and mithril ingots, mithril ingots. And then at 9, I am so happy they brought this back. We get a quote-unquote free costume. It has been so long since we've been getting these. I'm super excited to see these come back. I think the last one we got, and even then, there was a while between that last one and whatever came before it, but the last one I think we got was Red 13's Dragon Quest crossover. So this is going to boost MDef to all allies for 20%, and it's going to be when granting magic attack down, max potency tier +1. So this is obviously utilizing Glenn, so whenever he does a plus or does a magic attack down, it's going to add +1 to it when it hits the max tier. Okay. Ooh, and it's an Omni Elemental Resist. of 10%. I don't use Glenn that much, but this is fairly decent. Now again, does this work for him as a tank? I don't know. But if you don't have anything else for Glenn, this is a nice outfit. Okay. We can't really look at it though, can we? I mean, looks alright. Snow style, so this is Snow's outfit, I'm assuming. Why would they give him Snow? I mean, I guess that's the closest to... I mean, he's a tank. Technically. So I guess that's why they give it to him. Okay, back to the notices here. There is a daily free one draw as well. You're going to be getting these weapon crossover medals, one each day that you draw. And again, you are literally just drawing one item. So you're not necessarily guaranteed squat there. But these medals you're going to gain are going to be exchanged for an item. You can get, it's possible to obtain a crossover item. Schedule for Volume 1, Volume 2, and Volume 3 of the crossover daily free one draws is as follows. The exchange for Final Fantasy XIII series crossover medals will become available from November 12th. So, series crossover daily free one draw Volume 1, October 29th through the 5th. 19th through the 22nd. So they're doing this twice? The first time for 6 days, the second time for 3? That's not 6 days, I can't math. 29, 30, 31, plus the 5. So they're doing this for 8 days and then 3. And then another 8 days, or technically 7, I guess. 7 and 3, 7 and 3, 7 and 2. So we're getting it at different times. Do any of these cross over with each other? No. 5 to 12, 12 to 19, 19 to 22, 22. No, so they don't cross over with each other. So it looks like that's going to be happening twice, I guess. Are we able to see crossover weapon exchange? Here we go. New weapon voucher. So it's not that. Here's where we can exchange our crossover medals we got for logging in those days. Okay. I don't see anything else in here for that as of this moment. Was this under metal? No. Okay. So I'm assuming eventually we'll be able to trade those in based off of what that thing says. Alright, let's take a look at the enemy abilities. So for this, we can now equip enemy abilities. We kind of already saw this part. We're going to be filling up an enemy ability gauge. Once it's full enough, it becomes possible to use an enemy ability. Only one copy of a given enemy ability can be equipped by characters in the same party. So now that we've got this, let's take a look at it. So it's under growth, enemy abilities, and unlock nodes. We've already got it unlocked. So right now, it's going to be doing, at level 1, it's going to be doing 500% physical non-elemental damage. P attack is going to be increased low to high to all allies. Charge speed's a 500. That's going to be fast. And magic attack is increased low. Does increase low to high as well for all allies for 20 seconds. So at level 2, it's going to go to 600, 25, and 25. And unfortunately, I can't see level 3 because I'm still stuck here at what would be level 2. There's charge speed increase. Interesting. I don't think there's a way to see what this looks like maxed out. Not without maxing it, unfortunately. So interesting. Okay, so that's our first. This is our first enemy ability. Not gonna lie, this isn't what I was expecting when they were announced. They announced the enemy abilities. I was kind of thinking like blue magic enemy abilities. So like, you know, like Trine or I'm thinking of like the Final Fantasy VII ones here. So Trine, level 5 death, things like that. I wasn't thinking necessarily like, skills like that, which I don't hate. It's a new thing, but again, it's one of those where now you're having to give up a summon or a limit break in order to have that. So is it worth it? I don't know. Not sure. Jury might still be out. We'll have to see what happens with it. Now, I misread this when it first was announced last night. I thought they were increasing the character levels up to 250. I'm like, oh my god, they're jumping us from 100 to 250. I was like, well, maybe this is a typo because this says 200 to 250, so maybe it's supposed to be 100 to 150. This is our player level. This thing right here. So this now has the potential to go up to 250 from 200. I'm not even at 150 yet. I've been playing since day one. I mean, I've kind of backed off a little on my grinding just because it's kind of got monotonous, but yeah, nowhere close to 250. And then finally we have co-op battles going on for Shiva and Ramu. These are going to be going on from the 29th through November 10th. If you are somebody who does not have these summons maxed yet, this is a great way to get the memories to help out with that. So definitely highly suggest doing those if you have not. And that is our update. So we are going to call that here, guys. Let me know down in the comments below, what you're thinking about the update, kind of based off what we got. Not gonna lie, I feel like we got more with this than what we got with the second anniversary. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong in that sentiment. That's kind of how I feel. I didn't touch on the fact, I guess they redesigned the UI here. That's something that just popped in my head. It does look, I think it looks a lot cleaner. I do like this. And one other thing, sorry, the skip feature, and I've already used it for today, but there's a little skip feature right here. It allows you to skip over things you've already cleared with I think an S ranking, or S plus ranking. So, nice little feature. It basically saves you from having to click into different screens. So, anyway, that's our update, guys. Some really cool stuff there. Again, I hope we're kind of coming out of a slump here, because we hit a wall, and I'm hoping that this brings us out of this. My only concern is, we just had the anniversary with limited banners. We've got this crossover that's going to be limited banners. We've got the Nier Automata crossover happening, which is going to be limited banners. We're hitting back to this limited thing again, and I'm really worried about that. That does concern me a little bit, but we'll just kind of have to see what happens. So now we're going to call it there. So thanks for watching. Again, leave that comment down below what you think about this update, guys. Thank you again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.